Hello, my love. Welcome to tea leaf readings. My name is Lenore, and today I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. All right, let's just get right to this thing. So, welcome. It is nice to see you, nice to feel you. We're here on the cusp of the new, whatever it is, whatever that next era is going to be. The first letters I'm seeing are C and G. We also have the letter E repeated. We have E. We have the larger E over here. And it looks like maybe even like an E over here. So I feel like the letter E is important, standing alone. Maybe somebody with an E name, maybe it is a word that you keep hearing, seeing, feeling. Maybe there's some place in your life that, you're on floor E or you're in department E, something. You park in the E section. We also have a repeating C. C coupled with the G. Okay, these two go together. So it could be a town. It could be, somebody's initials. I don't know. But it seems like it's at the front of your mind. It's something that's going on not yesterday, not a week from now. It is happening in this moment. It is something that has begun. You might not recognize the connections yet, but I promise you, you will. You'll know. You'll know. So look for those C's and G's and whoever or whatever the E is. That's important. It does give me a feeling of almost like clarity. We have the C here, but it looks like a telephone. Now, I'm talking an old school phone, right? Do you remember the phones in the kitchen with the really long cords? A phone like this, or maybe it was in the living room on one of those little tables if you were super fancy. But it was tethered to the wall, right? Now, the energy that I get from this is that there is some, not misunderstanding, but like a game of telephone. Now, what does that mean? It is when somebody overhears something, or they get information, or they're part of a situation, and they convey their original source material information, like they're connected to the direct thing. They take it to somebody else who was not part of the thing, right? And then that person, they go and talk to somebody else who wasn't part of the thing. And as all things do, it begins to degrade. The information degrades. Now, it also will recombine itself. So that means we're getting information that is changing, shifting from each person that is maybe mishearing, maybe they're embellishing, maybe they're leaving out, omitting, maybe they just forget, Maybe it's like a thing that doesn't really mean that much to them. Maybe they barely even know the people. Well, when you go to the next person to give that information, it's going to be transformed, right? And we know this is true of all information. But in this particular case with gossiping or receiving some kind of, fifth hand thing, you go into a situation thinking, it's really might be what people have been saying, right? And then you have these moments of clarification, clarity, right? The sun comes out, the shadows disappear, the illusion disappears, and you are able to look at the situation probably not even just from one perspective, but from at least a few, 1, 2, 3, right, perspectives. If you are a person that, is analytical, likes to look at things more in some kind of totality. So then you go into a situation, you have this clarity. It all kind of makes more sense to you now. And that's where we're headed right here. Okay, there's something going on that you're not directly a part of, or you were not in the original happening, but you are part of it now because you, for whatever reason, if it's maybe an emotional attachment, maybe this is like a family thing, a friends group thing, a community thing, whatever it is, you are coming into your clarity. This is going to be a moment, and we're going to see, like, is it going to be a good thing, right? Because sometimes the thing that we think is going on or what we hear from other people might be actually the better case scenario. But I'm not going to taint this reading with my pessimism today. And I'm sorry, my nose just got so stuffy as I was talking. I thought I was straight. I was like, oh, I'm feeling good today. My sinuses aren't so bad. I lied to myself because, man, I'm getting stuffy. All right, so we have a house up here. You can see kind of, I almost imagine like a little neighborhood, a little cluster of homes. Now we have a person standing here. You can see their head, their upper body, their legs. Okay, now there's a W right here beneath them. Okay, now in the middle, we have what looks like to me almost like a hearth, like a meeting place, a place of warmth, a place of sustenance, a place of gathering, a place of ease, of feeling held and safe. Okay, now we also have a person up here, and you can see the head here. Here's the arm held out. Here's a dress, an apron, a robe of some kind, the feet down here. Now we also have the letter T. Okay, the letter T. And it looks to me almost like an apple. Now, the apple indicates a period of sustained health. Okay, I like to say it that way because it's like, it's not a miracle where all of a sudden something is cured or it is, some really good news that they misdiagnosed or, whatever. You're having some huge thing shifting towards the positive. What I see the apple as is, when I see it as a symbol, is actually just an ease to the condition at hand, right? Now, you might be somebody that is not diagnosed with anything. You don't have any kind of ailment. You're doing pretty good. I don't know what that would be like, but not that I'm always sick or, well, I am right now. I am always sick. I have a daughter in kindergarten, so often sick. This isn't the usual, but the last few years, I guess 3 years or so, just, the germs. And when it's cold, every like 5 or 6 days, you're going to have a little cold or something, it feels like. And I know it sounds like a lot, but I don't know if it wasn't like this when we were kids or people just didn't, really put a lot of emphasis on if you weren't feeling well, but now it seems like kids are sick often. And so are our families. It's not just my family. It's, everybody I know is going through it constantly. So I don't know. We also do contact sport type stuff. So that could also add to it. Anyways, I digress. What I think of it is like, if you have something like, I don't know, maybe you have the startup of arthritis and, you've had some flare-ups and it's been going on more often than not in the last 6 months or so. I'm not saying that arthritis is going to disappear overnight. But you might go through a period here where there is an ease to it, right? The flare-ups get under control. You are living with less pain, or at least pain that's tolerable, right? And so I'm happy to see that. That one makes me really happy. Now, there seems to be this kind of coming together where maybe there wasn't a super closeness recently. It seems like we have at least two people, but I imagine this kind of represents parts of the family. Okay. And this could be like a sibling in their family. Maybe it's, your partner, your significant other, and somebody, part of their family coming into view here. But I do feel like there's going to be this moment coming up where everybody kind of is together. And it doesn't feel stressful. You might be thinking as I'm saying this, oh my gosh, Lenore, really? And I get it. Sometimes it's not always the most welcome thing to know that you have these family events coming up. That could be dynamics. It could be you're just tired. That's for me. I'm at a point where I really, I don't like to go where I feel uncomfortable, but I try not to let people make me uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Because that's a me thing. That's something I have to deal with. And, I used to think like, oh, I really don't want to go to any of these things, any of these outside events or, out of my house events, for one reason or not, whatever. And now it's just because I'm tired. It's because I'm doing stuff all the time. It's nothing personal. I don't care if you're there or not, buddy. I'm too tired to even care. It's so busy. And I'm sure that's where a lot of us are. I don't think that you have like a dynamic here where it's like, somebody said something in 1997 and now, the cousins have been talking since then, and going back and forth. I don't think it's anything wildly, people at odds. But I think really it's just kind of this like trying to find time to get together and have the willpower to do so, right? To have the muster up the excitement to actually do stuff too while you're hanging out. And so I feel like this is all kind of happening. You're going to have reasons to be together. Maybe it's a vacation. Maybe it's a family reunion. Maybe it's like a picnic in the park. But I feel like there's a sense of you being at ease, your health feeling sustained. And I think that has a lot to do with stress, I mean, I'm not a doctor. I'm not, any kind of professional, I do divination, obviously, professionally. But I'm not like, you know what I mean? I didn't go to college for 20 years or anything. So take it with a grain of salt. But I do feel that, this is like good. It's not, the best thing that's ever happened to you. So don't expect it to be like, you went to your like first rave and got ecstatic, if you know what I mean. Like, I'm not saying that. It's good. It feels solid. And like, that's, I think, what a lot of us are looking for, at least, is like a little bit of an undertone in our life right now. The greater collective is buzzing, right? It feels like something is shifting. And so in our personal lives, I feel like it really is such a part of the work right now to be really, really grounding ourselves and really finding those moments, those places, those dynamics, those people in our lives that make us feel stronger. Not the people that we're fighting with, the people we're sniping, we're competing with, or, sly little comments and jealousy and trying to keep up with, like, oh, bro, are you kidding? Like, it's 2026. Like, aren't we all kind of just, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, we're all peasants. If you're listening to this, like, we're all part of the same, and then there's and I'm not thinking that anybody's above us, but like, man, let's competition is good. It's healthy, in the right context and experienced in a way that helps us. But it can also be, just an ultimate, like, havoc on the nervous system, And when that is, like, a core part of your dynamics with other people, even in settings where it just doesn't make a lot of sense, I don't know. I think, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. So I feel like to have even just a weekend, a little, a little holiday from life with people and in a place, or doing things that make you feel stronger instead of like you're spending your vitality in all of these, meaningless little whatevers. Oof. Sounds like heaven. Listen, at this point, that sounds like a slice of heaven. So, lean into it. If you don't mind my saying, lean into it. Lean into it. I'm not going to catastrophize. I don't think we're at the end of the world in the sense that, who knows, right? All the timelines lead in different directions. But I just can't imagine living the way that we did even 6 months ago, in the way that we were thinking 6 months ago. Babe, like, it's all real and not real at the same time. And I don't mean to all just these, like, things that are happening in the news and all this information we're getting. Like, everything is everything. Everything is everything. And also not at the same time. We're living in the most loosey-goosey, weirdo-y, absurdy, like, partying at the thing is collapsing. It's collapsing. You know what I'm saying? And it's shifting, and we have to, like, find a way. I'm talking to myself a lot. This is me talking to myself a lot here. But also to you. What I would say to myself, I would definitely say to you, if it is not mean, right? But we have to do something to, like, find a little, like, joy. I keep thinking about, like, just like the wild, huge gatherings for these, like, mystery plays, these mystery epics that were going on, and the devotion, right? I saw, and now I have to find the source of this. I want to say McKenna talked about it, but it could have been something, I don't know. But okay, so the devotees of Bacchus, right? Dionysus, Bacchus. These women, they would run after the hunt, right? Whatever they're hunting, they would run behind it to hunt it and get it and do their thing with it, right? And this is an old, you might think, oh, that's wild. They were like running. They weren't like on horses or what. They would also run uphill, like up the mountain, up a hill. Like that was part of the ritual, is in uneven, wild terrain, hunting like the forest goddesses that they are, hunting the animal. And, I know, I don't like to talk about it, but listen, I live rural now. Hunting is just a part of life. I'm not going to talk about, whatever. We're talking about symbolism. So anyways, and who even knows if these are real accounts, but they would, listen, it also doesn't matter because it's a thought form. It is a concept that we're talking about here. So whatever it makes you feel, that's where the juice is. That's the thing, baby. Right? So they're running up the hill after these animals, right? They get them, they do their thing. They eat them raw. Okay? Not on the fire. They are like a pack descending upon and just chaotically and in ecstasy, right? Experiencing this ritual that in my head sounded like something I should share. Now I'm thinking, I don't know, is this the right is this the right story? But what it feels like now, right, is a frenzy. We are in a time of collective, burnout, 100%, right? But we're also being barraged with like just everything that you can imagine being upset about. Like they are just like the buffet is open. Like if you aren't upset yet, we will find you the thing. And if we haven't done it yet, we're going to do it. Then we're going to tell you about it. You know what I mean? And it's just so much of it. It's so much of it. So in the frenzy of it all, right, we have to find our strength. We have to find our ability to do the hard thing, to do the suffering, to do we do what we must. That's what I'm in. This is like, for me, over every door. We are in the era of I do what I must. Okay? Straight up. No questions asked, no judgment. We do what we must. Okay? And in that energy that we know that we have to dwell in for ourselves and for ours, right? We have to find some kind of joy. We have to find the strength to, and that's why the strength card is also the lust card. Now, it's not to pathologize the desire, right? Or the whatever that you experience in having to do that difficult, maybe even like pushing your boundaries kind of things, right? To hold that lion at bay. Not only that, open its mouth. We're going to get it to ride the beast. You know what I'm saying? But there is something about, and I'm learning this because I'm just going to be real. I've always loved to fight. I like to argue. And my husband's always like, you always think you're right. No, baby, I just like to fight. Not fight like, we're getting mean. Debate. I should say debate. I like to talk about things. I like to break them down. I like to devil's advocate something I absolutely don't believe or connect. I just like to do it all. It's like, mental stimming. People think of me as being combative because I'm always like that. Not always, but I am often. Especially, and you know this if you're a neurospicy babe, You understand if it is in your interest realm at all, like your special interests, your fixations, your obsession. Baby, you walk into my arena, I'm going to start contradicting myself just to argue something out because I find stuff within the argument. We're not at war, we're sparring, but we're working out the kinks. We're figuring it out together. That's how I perceive it. Other people are just like, she is always fighting, always arguing. Now, this is also true. I do like, I've said my goal, the thing that I've been training this year is fighting with a knife, right? Hand-to-hand combat, close quarters combat. Also jujitsu. So I'm not an aggressive person. I just enjoy the art of it, the movement of it, the beauty of the primality of it, of trying to, this is the other thing. I have CPTSD, right? Among some other stuff. It has allowed me to, I almost started to cry. I'm wavering. It has allowed, I'm proud of myself. That's why. But it's allowed me to reclaim aspects of my being, right? My body, my sovereignty. I swear it's because I'm sick here. Not sick and weepy. But man, to access that, to trust yourself and to enjoy the struggle, to be in it because you love the game, the growth, the evolution, the failure. Oh, it's almost better when somebody gets over on you because you have to train harder. You have to do better. You have to figure out what do I need to do? Because I'm not going to let that happen again. Oh, the empowerment. That's what the love strength card, babe, it is just. And so I really feel like for you, there's a real sense of rising in this ability to be with people you love, or a situation, a place, a thing, right? But you're also like really not just blocking out that like something funky is going on. You know. But you're not gonna hide from it. You're not going to dismiss it. You're not going to try to, rationalize everything out and dismiss and ignore. You're not doing it. You're going, you feel. You can't not feel what's happening. I know that you know. We don't even, you know what I mean? We already know. We know each other here. So it just, you're strong. You're just standing strong in yourself. And I say that's a big deal. That's a big deal. Now, this one's going to get long, I think. We have the lion. Look at that lion right there. Woo-hoo. Come on, come in. Here's the head. Look, mouth open, right? We have that strength energy again. But this one is eating, and it looks like a fish. Look at that thing right there. Okay? So, also, I want to say that's a 30 right here. 30. This one looks like, what is that? COTI. We have a person sitting up here and somebody's bowing in front of them. . 'em. 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 the goddess as well right here. One of the fertility goddesses that are kind of in that, like their arms are raised above their head. We have down here a person. Here's their head, their body. The number 13, we have a child behind them. This person over here, here's their head, their arm is raised, they're standing here, and then there's a crown behind them. So to me, there's this real, like, I almost feel like there's this energy of wanting to be the head of the family or a leader, or you want to get into management or feel like you have an important role, a great necessity, people needing you, okay? That makes you feel fulfilled in a lot of ways. Now, I don't think that you... Listen, I think that you like the feeling of people kind of treating you like a big deal, or, you know, they're just going to trust what you say because you seem like you know what you're talking about. You know, like that, they don't question you. I feel like, yeah, of course, everybody loves that feeling. I don't think that you seek that. That's not your driving force. In fact, I think that you realize that you actually start to do your worst when you have a lot of yes men around you. Okay, so having people that do kind of push back a little bit or will question, you know, whatever the decision. Nah, I'm not saying like every little thing. Okay, but I do think that somebody who will not just fold to your thinking, that's important to you. Now, you're in this place of power. You're going to really, I feel, be making more money in this next year, right? In the next, I don't even know what month we're in now, in the next 9 months or so, you're going to be making more money than you realized you were. I think that you are estimating in your head that it's going to be low because of everything that's going on. I feel like it is going to be the opposite. Okay. I think you really are going to be making, I hate to say it, but it's like that wartime money. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what that means exactly. I feel like I don't know. I'm an older millennial. So like, I'm just like, dude, have we not been at war the whole time? But then it's like, you know, the big, I don't know, whatever. I don't think I'm supposed to say the W word on here, but I did. At the 30. Okay. Hopefully it doesn't, whatever. I don't even care at this point. I love you, YouTube. I love everybody who's watching, and I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah, you're going to be making more money. Okay. Yeah. And I don't think that, you know, necessarily you feel the best about the circumstances, but you know what? It is what it is, you know? So we also have the kid with the adult, 13. I almost wonder if it's like a sports number, like a jersey, their number and what they play. Maybe it's their favorite number. It's not unlucky. We're not going into that direction. But I feel like it's tied to the child in some way. This child looks up to you. Maybe they're not even a child anymore. Maybe they're like a grown adult, you know. They have their own kids. But I feel like this is somebody you had a huge influence on. And I feel like for whatever reason, this is being brought up because I think there's a need to reconnect or at least check in with each other. Okay. Now, the crown is there. I see you coming into that place that you really have wanted to, but it's going to be slower than you think. I think you're expecting you're just going to step into the role, and I think it's just going to take a little bit longer. That doesn't mean that you won't be that person for people, but I do think that there's there needs to be a little bit more time there before that really takes hold. All right. I'm going to put that down. Let's see what we have over here. We have a snake. We have what almost like, I almost like feel like it's in the water, like a water cobra. And then we have a person. Here, let me bring this right here. And then this person almost feels like a very watery, like they're not like a mer person, but like a very watery spirit. Very emotional. And we have the waves. Now, to me, it feels like this is kind of almost like somebody who's often crying. I feel like they feel comfortable to be that, like, crying and upset in front of you. I think you're a stabilizing force. I feel like people really come to you because, not even always for advice, but because you make them feel like they can breathe. If that makes sense. Like, you're safe. You're a safe person. And so this one feels like it's separate from any of the other stuff we were talking about. But I think this is like a sister, maybe, or a good friend. They'll be seeking you out because I think they're really going through it. I mean, this one feels like they have a lot on their plate, and I think really kind of need your energy in their life. All right. Let's do our 3 lucky numbers. We have number 48. Number 48. Ooh, that was loud. 61 and 84. Beautiful. All right, my loves, we will talk soon. I love you. I love you. I love you. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, it helps, I guess. I don't know. I think so. I think that's what they say. But yeah, please just take care of yourself. Keep doing whatever it is that you're doing that's getting you into this place of just, power, strength. I don't mean power of, like corrupting and micromanaging everybody and all that. I mean, you feel more and more yourself whole, solid. But anyways, I love you. We'll talk soon. Good night.